Hey everyone, today I'm down at the Oshawa Waterfront, and that's located right at the very bottom of Simcoe Street South. When you've run out of road, you found it. It's pretty simple to find. So what we're going to be doing today is we're going to go for a little ride around the area here, and we're going to be going through a spot up here that used to be the old marina. And then we'll go over to Broadbent Park, and the Indigenous Cultural celebrations are happening over there. So we'll stop and check that out for a little bit. And then we'll head our way on down to the beach and the pier, see what's happening down there, and then up through Lakeview Park. And we'll end up by the Pioneer Cemetery. So it should be a fun little ride. I've seen over here it's all flooded out. The water's way up. A little bit windy. Now I found an old picture from back in the 70s of the marina, and I put a little yellow X on it, and that'll show you right about where I am now. And if you notice up in the right hand corner of the picture, there's a couple of those barrels, big fuel tanks. Those would have been located right over there where that big blue tower is. And if you happen to see my Canada Day video last year, when I filmed the fireworks, it was from out at the end of that dock there. Just getting eaten alive by mosquitoes. I was smart enough to bring a can off. They didn't bite me too bad, they're just really annoying. These are all parts where the boats would have been back in the day. For a long time, this whole area, it was all blocked off. You couldn't even get in here. And then once they rebuilt Broadbent Park, then they kind of opened it up, made it all part of one big thing. Get a lot of people fishing in these things. I guess they're going after catfish or carp. Finally getting some nice weather. Rent a cop. When you come down here in the summer, the grass will be so high you won't even be able to see the water over there. Wish it wasn't so windy. It's coming out of the west, so we're going right into it. And this is Broadbent Park.
all of these beautiful things that we're able to showcase who we are as Indigenous people. I didn't really know how to do that prior until I came here and I was exposed to everybody a lot of our Indigenous people and a lot of our Indigenous women, showcasing who they were as Indigenous women and as Indigenous people, and really sharing
Fortunately,
their
I got no
gifts.
choice but to drive right
Because that's what
through.
we're meant to do. You know, we're meant to share our gifts. We're meant to share who we are with the world. Because if we were meant to just stick within our roles in the world, within our own little bodies, our own little homes,
Got every road here blocked off. You can't even get through. Horrible setup.
When I was 5 years old, I was told to be a fancy dancer. And I was adopted out into a non-Indigenous family when I was 5. And thankfully, that woman had actually guided me to the powwow circle. And I danced one time when I was 5 years old. One time, that's all it took for me. One time when I was 5 years old. And I got adopted out to a different family after I was 5. And I danced at that one powwow. So I got disconnected from my culture. And I got disconnected from everything that was.
We also have iced coffee.
I was down here last year and I did a long video of it. So if you want to check that out. Not sure what that is. It's not a bad little park. And this is Oshawa Creek. It's the one that leads up by my place. And we got lots of loons. And lots of seagulls. That's where we were, just right over there. Only bad part is you get a lot of, as you can see, bird poop everywhere. Hello, buddy. Wait till you come down here in the summer and you get all the loon crap everywhere. It's insane. People taking pictures. Over there, that's where those oil tanks were. I think they're fuel tanks, actually. That's part of Lakeview Park over there. Run over. And this is where Petrocork Fuel, I think it was called. Used to be located right in there. I think all this property here is owned by the Hamilton Port Authority, not Oshawa. There's the museums that we visited last time. There's Robinson House. Still waiting for the day I look up there and something looks back at me. I'm gonna get myself run over here. Better pay attention. And this is the beachfront area. This used to be a good little restaurant here. I guess the owner passed away and the children didn't want to really take it over, but it was good for a long, long time. Good fries there. Oh, okay, I can get through right on. Something's going on down here. I have no clue. Some Legion. People better look up. Look up.
Pardon me?
Your grandfather and about the relationship.
Wow, got the pier all to ourselves. And it's cold out here. Oh. If you followed the shoreline up about maybe 40 minutes, you'd run into Toronto. And Buffalo, right across on the other side. New York, I guess you'd call it. And over there is the marsh. Now, up behind the plant here is a spot known as Gifford Hill. And that's the spot where originally the Pioneer Cemetery was located there. Then back in the 1970s, mid-70s or something, they decided to move it over to its new location, because at that time there was talk of turning the second marsh into another port, and then so it would have been caught in between the two of them, so they thought best to move it. But it never ever came to happen, so the marsh is still safe over there. Move the cemetery for nothing. Now we do get a lot of ships in here from all over the world. We usually have a big celebration when they have the first ship of the year arrive. Little pomp and circumstance kind of, or whatever you call it. Too cold to be suntanning yet. He's down here. Everybody playing their tunes. All copyrighted music. Museum. A little too cold to use in a splash pad today. That's the Jew Pavilion right there. The lookouts are all still closed. If you come down here in the summertime, this place will just be packed, elbow to elbow with people. Stay on your own side, guy. See, the big problem we have here is years ago, people started showing up in buses. Like, I kid you not, they brought busloads of people down here, and they started barbecuing and doing all kinds of things in the park, and just emptying hot coals on the grass and burning it and so forth. So now the city had to pass bylaws that there's no barbecuing here in the park for no one. Charcoal, propane, not even the little green cylinder things, nothing. And if you have a large group, I think it's over 25 people, you have to get a permit and stay in a designated area and so forth. Kind of ruined it for everybody. So the only place you can do barbecuing now is over in Darlington Park, which is on the over by the pier over on that side. Go this way. I have a little backpack barbecue. It's like a couple pieces of steel that just kind of go together like a little puzzle with a grill. I'll go over to Darlington in the summertime and do a video over there. I have a little BBQ, do a couple burgers or something. Pioneer Cemetery, it's right up here. So. Now, originally when they moved it, I think there was 195 bodies that they moved, and out of that, 123 they were able to identify, and so there's 72, I think, guess it was, that they have no clue who it is. Just the stones had worn away so much that you couldn't tell. Here it is here. Now, it's not open to the public. Only on special occasions the museum opens it up and you can do a little tour with them and so forth. And the funny thing is, so there's Captain Benjamin Wilson. He was one of Oshawa's early settlers here, and during the move they end up losing his headstone, misplaced it somewhere. So a little while later the museum people or the city or something, they put in a brand new one for him. Yeah, figure that if you lost it, you should at least do that. Now this over here is called Bonnie Brae Point. It used to be called Guy Point, or Guy's Point, for the Guy family that used to live over by those museum houses there. And basically it's just kind of a lookout. I guess the word Bonnie Brae, it's Gaelic or something, and it just means pretty hill or pretty slope or something like that. Strange word like Fiddler's Green from the Tragically Hip song. That's just a mystical place, but the name doesn't mean anything like it. And so with this, I'm going to finish our little tour for today. Now, we got lots coming up for next month. I got another event next weekend. A couple weeks after that, there's 2 events in one day I got to go to. Got a couple burger places I want to check out this summer, so I want to get one of those done next month. So it should be a fun time. So anyways, if you enjoyed this little video, please subscribe and hit the like button. And until next time, take care everyone.